Y'all, I can't believe the Netflix show Wednesday is threatened to be canceled after one of their main actors turned out to be a horrible person. Yes, I'm talking about Percy Hynes White, who not only got exposed by multiple victims for SA and but for also being racist, misogynist, and even harassing and sending unsolicited pictures to teenage girls. And Percy is now getting canceled on Twitter because of these allegations, with so many people asking the show to be canceled, so let's talk about them and address what really went down. I don't think anyone expected a cast member from Wednesday, especially Percy, to get exposed all of a sudden for being a creep and having an extremely horrible past. But before we get into all the details, let's talk about Percy for a second and how he made fans fall in love with him. In case you guys didn't know, Percy Hynes White is a 21-year-old actor who was born in Canada, and he was mostly known for his roles in films such as Edge of Winter and A Christmas Horror Story, and also for his role in the television shows Between and The Gifted. For some reason, Percy had never been in a main character role before in any show or movie, despite years of him studying directing and acting, and that's why he never gained fame or attention so quickly at the early stages of his career. But all of this took a turn in 2022 when Netflix released the show Wednesday that Percy starred in, and this show broke millions of records and became the most hours viewed in a week for a TV series. Percy had a major role in the show Wednesday, who played a suspected villain, and for some reason people got attached to his character and the idea of him being sweet and caring in the show that he was starring in. This boosted Percy's career immediately after he gained millions of followers on social media in a short amount of time, and y'all, so many people just fell in love with his personality in that show and his looks as well. A couple of months after Percy gained all that attention from his show Wednesday, Netflix decided to announce that they will be renewing the series for a second season due to its popularity and success. But this announcement could all change in any second now after Percy got exposed by multiple victims for his horrible past. The allegations towards him were first aired by Twitter user @Miklevich, who posted a thread where she claimed Percy's group of friends would throw parties where they would explicitly invite young women they thought were hot so they could get them drunk and high enough to sleep with them. Percy lives in Toronto, and he and his friend group has been known for, since they were like 15, being predators and trying to manipulate girls into f***ing them or giving them nudes, etc. They were pushy, rude, abusive to girlfriends and girls and people in general, and then when he got a bit older, he started throwing parties in his basement, planning with his friends to explicitly invite women they thought were hot so they could get them drunk and high enough to have with them and lie about being high and drunk as well. At 17 to 2, at least from what I know, he would pressure, have sex with, abuse, and get my friend high, who was 13, 14 at the time. Last time I knew they had sex, she was 16 and he was 20. He assaulted me at one of those parties while I was too drunk. He had cornered and pressured and assaulted multiple of my friends. He has allegations against him, and he would laugh at victims, share nudes online against girls' wills, etc. The person continued exposing Percy for allegedly forcing a 16-year-old to sleep with him while he was 20, and she explained how careless and selfish he was when it came to meeting girls and demanding to hook up with him. After these screenshots got posted, things took a wild turn once another victim came and said this: "Knowing what he's done to me and other women is disgusting." And y'all, this is when a third victim stepped in to talk about her story after she claimed that Percy used to fat shame her and make fun of her looks when they were friends, and just when she wanted to confront him in the DMs on Instagram, he blocked her immediately. Here's proof of when he blocked my spam account after deleting text messages, from when he told me to kill myself and I was fat and ugly, and he told me he hated his fans. This is really disturbing ASF. He hurt so many of my friends. Even though the victim didn't show any actual proof of Percy bullying her, she still made one of her old friends open up about the time when Percy let her get in his basement by one of his friends. It hurts to see this man in the public eye and admired by hundreds of thousands of young girls. He let me get in his basement, and when he called me about it, he was most worried about the police and not if I was okay. Then he continued to let a rapist live at his mother's. After the victim made those claims, she went on Twitter and exposed old conversations between her and Percy about the situation in his basement. And y'all, just take a look at how Percy reacted once the victim opened up about how messed up it was for him to defend his friend instead of her. "Nobody said you were lying. I just need to make sure I hear it from everybody, seeing as it's a super delicate situation and I've never had to do something like this before. Also, just got accused of Yeah. Imagine this being your response after your friend told you that she got R-worded by one of your guy friends. It's just messed up on so many levels, and the fact that people didn't believe the victim at first was crazy, because there are real pictures of Percy and the victim hanging out years ago when they were friends. Anyways, after this situation started to blow up on social media, another person joined and decided to post a conversation she had with one of Percy's victims a couple of years ago, and y'all, in those texts, the victim exposed Percy for sleeping with her at the age of 14. Yeah, apparently Percy knew the victim was only 14 since she used to lie about being 16 to the public. But it doesn't end here, you guys, because so many victims started coming forward days later to share their experiences with Percy before his fame. And y'all, this new victim shared how Percy used to throw parties intentionally just to target young women, including her sister. Real, my sister went to a party with him back in High's CJ and she said he was the most grossest human she had met, and some of the tweets that have been coming forward are from people who my family knew so much 'tis truly horrible. Well, from what I have heard from people who have in the past gone to parties, he would get oddly close to people and make them highly uncomfortable. Other than this, Percy also used to send inappropriate pictures of him to groups of minors, and you can clearly tell from these screenshots that it was actually him. It's just crazy to see all these victims speaking up, especially when the accusations against him keep getting worse and worse. Since another victim came forward and shared how she used to go to high school with Percy and how he used girls to his advantage. And y'all, he even used to send his fans to bully and harass girls online after another victim shared screenshots of Percy bullying her a few years back. Now, unfortunately, I can't really include all the victims in today's videos since some of their stories were pretty sensitive, but I want to shed a light on Percy being racist and fatphobic because there's also an old video of him saying a racist slur going viral on social media at the moment. Here are other screenshots of Percy's old Twitter account where he used to fat shame women and make racist comments on it. If you take the O out of onward, it becomes N-word, racist. Here's a pic of Percy making fun of terrorism by wearing an Osama bin Laden shirt. And here's a screen recorded video of Percy following a white supremacist pro-gun Instagram page and liking all their posts. Again, I wish I could include more proof of Percy being a weirdo, but I know for a fact that YouTube policy will try and get me for sure. After all of these allegations towards Percy started receiving a lot of attention on Twitter, #CancelPercy began trending on social media for days, with millions of fans asking Netflix to remove Percy from the show Wednesday if they ever made a second season. Removed from the show is bare minimum. That man committed crimes and should be going to jail. I really hope they fire him. Someone like that can't be around a cast full of women. He's a danger. I really hope Percy pays for what he did. He's disgusting. Instead of saying cancel Percy Hynes White, say arrest Percy Hynes White. He's a criminal, not an influencer acting out. Percy Hynes White's career lasted for 2 months. LMFAO. Hope he goes to jail. It's obvious that so many fans were furious and upset about the entire situation and how Percy turned out to be a monster after he made millions of people fall in love with him. But despite all that, Percy did react to the entire accusations towards him by deactivating his Twitter account only. And y'all, even his mother weighed in on the situation and decided to defend her son by liking this tweet. About Percy, I think there is something true, but not the monster that is being told. Maybe he was a horrible kid, but now he's grown up, and I don't think Jenna, Georgie, Katie are stupid, and I see him as authentic crazy, but lovely guy. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm curious to see what happens with Percy's career in the next few months following these allegations, but I'm gonna be 100% sure that they will be nothing but hell for him. Anyways, loves, make sure to click on the tab above for more videos on these celebs and influencers.